Good evening. Welcome to the Scotch Plains Family Board of Education Student Recognition Program. Today is June 7th, 2022. Mr. Jones, will you please pull the roll?
Ms. Bauer?
Here.
Mrs. Boral?
Here.
Ms. Brody, Ms. Mitchell, Ms. Siriani?
Here.
Ms. Williams?
Here.
Ms. Winkler?
Here.
Mr. Murray, and Dr. Kolakowski.
Here. Thank you, Mrs. Jones. Please join me in the salute to the flag. Ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this Act, the Scotch Plains Family Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted at the Board of Education offices located at 512 Cedar Street, Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Such notice was also provided in written form and forwarded to the Times, now known as the Union County Hawk, the Star Ledger, the Township Clerk of Scotch Plains, and the Board Clerk of Famwood in the revised annual notice of regularly scheduled meetings as adopted September 1st, 2021. The Board will recognize tonight district students for their accomplishments. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Mast.
Welcome everyone to this evening's student recognition. I'm delighted to be here with all of you. The students we'll be honoring tonight have continually demonstrated outstanding achievement in the arts, academics, and athletics. Some students here are in their sophomore or junior year and will be continuing their education with us this September, continuing to contribute to what makes us SPF proud. The majority of these students are seniors and are graduating in just a few weeks. Seniors, I encourage you to stop, slow down, and savor each moment during this graduation season. Please take the time to reflect on all the hard work that has gone into getting you to this moment and be very proud of yourselves. Also, please take time to express your gratitude to all those who have supported you and who celebrate your accomplishments. Also, this evening, as we celebrate the seniors and the students who are being recognized tonight, we are going to ask students to come up, and we will cue you to do that. But in order to keep everyone here in school to the end of the school year, we're going to forego handshaking this evening. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Dr. Heisey to begin the recognitions.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to invite Eamon McGovern and TJ Baylock to come up. All right, so I am pleased to announce our top two students at Scotch Plains Family High School, the Valedictorian and Salutatorian. So Valedictorian, being number one in the class, is Eamon McGovern. And number two in the class is TJ Baylock. So real quickly, you have to wonder how do you get to that point to be number one and number two in the class? And to do that, and in the resolution, you'll hear what their grade point average is. There's two separate resolutions for each of them. They take the most difficult courses the high school has to offer, and they excel in those courses. And I know both Eamon and TJ are involved in a variety of student activities as well. So they're busy beyond the classroom as well. You'll be treated to both Eamon and TJ speaking at graduation. I'm looking forward to it as well. We've already talked about it. I think they're working on the speeches right now. I can say that Eamon is going to be going to Tufts University. He's going to be majoring in environmental science. TJ will be going to Villanova University, and he'll be majoring in finance. Congratulations to both gentlemen.
Whereas Eamon McGovern is a member of the class of 2022 at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School. And whereas Eamon has been a highly focused student who has excelled in the most challenging, accelerated, and advanced placement courses offered at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School. And whereas Eamon has an academic grade point average of 4.7928, placing him first in the class of 2022. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and congratulates Eamon McGovern for obtaining the title of Valedictorian of the class of 2022 and thanks him for bringing pride and recognition to our communities and extends best wishes for his continued success as he prepares to bring his undergraduate studies at Tufts University. Congratulations, Eamon.
Whereas Thomas Baylock is a member of the class of 2022 at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School, and whereas Thomas has been a highly focused student who has excelled in the most challenging, accelerated, and advanced placement courses offered at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School, and whereas Thomas has an academic grade point average of 4.7925, placing him second in the class of 2022, now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and congratulates Thomas Baylock for obtaining the title of Salutatorian of the class of 2022 and thanks him for bringing pride and recognition to our communities and extends best wishes for his continued success as he prepares to begin his undergraduate studies at Villanova University.
I'd like to second that resolution.
All right, folks, good evening again. I'm going to invite Aditya Fatak and Victoria Solsky up front, please. So the next series of awards, I'm going to get started, and then Ms. Esposito is going to continue. The next set of awards are based on and provided by the College Board, located in Princeton. It's based on a student's performance, at least initially, on the PSAT, and then it takes into account the student's academic performance in school, as well as students that are highly involved in various activities in school. So, and just a little background. Each year, approximately 1.6 million juniors take the PSAT. Every student that's here, I'm sure, has taken it, so they're familiar with it. Of the 1.6 million students that take the PSAT, less than 1% are named as National Merit Finalists. You're looking at two of them right here. And as I said earlier, the selection is based on their PSAT score. It's like the precursor to the SAT. Their academic achievement and school involvement. And I should also mention that the selection of finalists varies from state to state. Just so happens that New Jersey has very high standards, has the highest scoring students in the country, so it is more difficult to be named a National Merit Finalist in New Jersey than in any other state in the United States. So once again, let's hear it for the... All right, we'll move on.
I'm going to read the resolution. Okay. Whereas the National Merit Scholarship Program has notified Scotch Plains Fanwood High School 2 students have been named National Merit Scholarship finalists, and whereas this is one of the most coveted honors that can be bestowed on a high school student and is shared by less than 1% of graduating seniors, and whereas to qualify as a National Merit Scholarship finalist, a student must have an outstanding academic record, have demonstrated leadership and contributed to the school and community, be recommended by their school officials, have plans and goals, and great potential for future success. Whereas these 2 students are Aditya Patek, who will attend New York University in the fall, and Victoria Solsky, who will attend Carnegie Mellon University in the fall. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and congratulates our 2022 National Merit Scholarship finalists for bringing pride and recognition to our schools and communities, and extends our best wishes for continued success as they prepare to begin their undergraduate studies.
I'll second that, please. And if I can have Brooke Esposito, please join me. Move out of your way.
I would like to call up our finalists for our National Merit Commended students. As with our National Merit finalists, our commended students are part of 1.6 million high school students to enter the National Merit Scholarship Program based on their PSAT score. National Merit Commended students represent the top 2% of all of these students. This year, Scotch Plains Fanwood High School is honored to recognize 9 students who have achieved this distinction. I'd like to call up Thomas Baylock, Thomas will be attending Villanova University. Kai Babra. Kai will be attending Fordham University. Marin Grace. Marin will be attending Tufts University. Amelia Collins. Amelia will be attending Sarah Lawrence College. Alexa Gingold. Alexa will be attending the University of Florida. Isaiah Nathaniel. Isaiah will be attending MIT. Emily Sicoli. Emily will be attending the University of Florida. Anna Struka. Anna will be attending California Institute of Technology. And Emily Wyra. Emily will be attending Boston University.
Whereas the National Merit Scholarship Program has notified Scotch Plains Fanwood High School that 9 of our students are commended, and whereas this is one of the most coveted honors that can be bestowed on a high school student, placing these 9 high school students in the top 2% of more than 1.5 million participants in the National Merit Scholarship Program. And whereas to qualify as a commended student, a student must have an outstanding academic record, have demonstrated leadership and contributed to the school and community, be recommended by their school officials, have plans and goals and great potential for future success. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and congratulates our 2022 National Merit Commended students for bringing pride and recognition to our schools and communities, and extend our best wishes for their continued success as they prepare to begin their undergraduate studies. Congratulations.
I'd like to second that, and Ms. Esposito, you're going to introduce our next.
Thank you. The College Board recognizes the top students in the African American, Hispanic American, or Latinx and Indigenous communities. This recognition is based on stellar achievement in the PSAT, NMSQT, the PSAT 10, and the AP exams. We are proud to honor 8 recipients of these honors. The National Hispanic Recognition Program recognizes Isabella Segarra. Isabella will be attending Brown University. Jaslyn Navarro Jimenez. Jasmine will be attending Harvard University. Lucas Vega. Lucas will be attending Rensselaer University, Polytechnic Institute. I just made up my own college. Kayla Morrow. Kayla will be attending Clemson University. And Yasmin Eularia. Yasmin will be attending the University of California, Davis. We have one recipient for the National Indigenous Recognition Program, and that is Isaiah Nathaniel. Isaiah is still going to MIT. We have 3 recipients for the National African American Recognition Program. Isaiah Nathaniel, Yasmin Eularia, and Chloe Powell. Chloe will be attending the University of San Diego.
Yes, okay. So whereas the 2021-2022 College Board National Recognition Program has notified Scotch Plains Fanwood High School that 9 of our students are identified as scholars. And whereas this is an honor that can be bestowed on a high school student placing in the top 2.5% of PSAT and NMSQT testing participants. And whereas these students have submitted an application and identify as African American, Hispanic American, or Latinx, Indigenous, or attends a school in a rural area, or are from a small town. And whereas entry into the College Board National Recognition Program enables them to highlight their outstanding educational achievements to top colleges and universities. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and congratulates the 2022 College National Board Hispanic Scholar Award recipients for bringing pride and recognition to our schools and communities, and extends our best wishes for their continued success as they prepare to begin their undergraduate studies. Kayla Morrow, Clemson University; Jaslyn Navarro Jimenez, Harvard University; Isabella Segarra, Brown University; Yasmin Eularia, University of California, Davis; and Lucas Vegas, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. And whereas the 2021-2022 College National Board Recognition has notified Scotch Plains Fanwood High School that 9 of our students are identified as scholars and that can be bestowed on a high school student placing in the top 2.5% of PSAT and NMSQT testing participants. And whereas 3 students have submitted an application and identify as African American, Hispanic American, or Latinx, Indigenous, or attends a school in a rural area or are from a small town. And whereas entry into the College Board National Recognition Program enables them to highlight their outstanding educational achievements to top colleges and universities. And now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and congratulates the 2022 College Board National Indigenous Scholar Award recipient for bringing pride and recognition to our schools and communities, and extends our best wishes for his continued success as he prepares to begin his undergraduate studies. Isaiah Nathaniel, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And whereas the 2021-2022 College Board National Recognition Program has notified Scotch Plains Fanwood High School that 9 of our students are identified as scholars, and whereas this is an honor that can be bestowed on a high school student placing in the top 2.5% of PSAT and NMSQT testing participants. And whereas these students have submitted an application and identify as African American, Hispanic American, or Latinx, Indigenous, or attends a school in a rural area, or are from a small town. Whereas entry into the College Board National Recognition Program enables them to highlight their outstanding educational achievements to top colleges and universities. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and congratulates the 2022 College Board National African American Scholar Award recipients in bringing pride and recognition to our schools and communities, and extends our best wishes for their continued success as they begin their undergraduate studies. Chloe Howe, University of San Diego, Isaiah Nathaniel, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and Yasmin Ulario, University of California, Davis. Congratulations.
I'd like to second that. And I'd like to introduce Lisa Howard, Supervisor of World Language.
Good evening. Tonight we are celebrating 38 students in the class of 2022 who are graduating with the New Jersey Seal of Biliteracy. The New Jersey Seal of Biliteracy is awarded to students who are able to demonstrate literacy in both English and a second language. The seal is an honor that will distinguish the recipients apart from their peers as they enter the workforce and higher education institutions. These students have worked incredibly hard over the years to achieve a high level of proficiency in another language. They spent countless hours practicing reading, writing, listening, and speaking, both online and in person, to acquire the necessary skills to be deemed proficient. Not only did they work hard in class and make efforts to immerse themselves in the language outside of class, but they also volunteered to take a test to prove that they were proficient. And I like to make that last note to be really a testament to their dedication toward learning another language. Today, now more than ever, we are all members of a global community. We have the responsibility to participate in our global community with kind curiosity and appreciation of multiple perspectives. As these students begin to venture into and to participate in the global community, they must take with them the gift of speaking a second language. Allow me to share just a few words from Nelson Mandela. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart.
I invite these students to continue their language acquisition journeys beyond high school so that they may use their new words to explore, to make connections, and to speak to the hearts of all members of our global community. Tonight, each student will receive a resolution from the Board of Education and a set of 2 graduation chords to represent their bilingualism. In the next few weeks, each student will also receive from me an official certificate from the New Jersey Department of Education recognizing their achievement of the Seal of Biliteracy. On behalf of the entire World Language Department at SPF, I wish you a sincere congratulations on this incredible accomplishment. Now Mrs. Williams will read the board resolution.
Thank you. Whereas the following 38 senior students at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School were awarded the 2022 New Jersey Seal of Biliteracy by the New Jersey Department of Education. And whereas in order to receive the Seal of Biliteracy, the student had to demonstrate proficiency in a foreign language and English in their junior and senior year. These 38 seniors met both of these qualifiers. And whereas these students took the online standard-based measure of proficiency, STAMP assessment, or the AAPPL assessment in their chosen foreign language and received a score of intermediate, mid, or higher in all 4 measured skills of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And whereas these 38 students have all demonstrated proficiency in English by scoring proficient or higher on one of the English Language Arts assessments approved by the New Jersey Department of Education. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and commends the following 38 students for attaining the 2022 New Jersey State Seal of Biliteracy. Congratulations. Furthermore, we extend our best wishes for their continued success as they prepare to begin their undergraduate studies. When you hear your name, please come up to receive your resolution. Please hold all applause to the end.
All right, for the Seal of Biliteracy in Chinese, Noah Liang, who will be attending Penn State University. For the Seal of Biliteracy in French, we have Anthony Serino, who will be attending Penn State University, and Eamon McGovern, Tufts University. For the Seal of Biliteracy in Greek, we have Eleni Theocharopoulou, who is attending the College of New Jersey. For the Seal of Biliteracy in Italian, we have Jaslyn Navarro Jimenez, Harvard University. For the Seal of Biliteracy in Spanish, Olivia Alvarez, Rutgers University. Stephanie Brown, North Carolina State University. Alice Bachman, University of Florida. Ciro Casimiro, University of Connecticut. Ryan, we have a lot. Ryan Grande, University of Connecticut. Zoe Chrysostomides, Fitchburg State University. We might have to make a second line. Benjamin Cohen, the Ohio State University. Kaylin Cunningham, the Ohio State University. Alexa Jingle, University of Florida. Catherine Gren Mason, Clemson University. Amanda Hill, University of Georgia. Quinn Jackson, University of Virginia. Nina Johnson, New York University. Sharon Catrew, Indiana University. Rhea Kishin, Barnard College. Melanie Lowell, State University of New York, Oneonta. Ava McKenzie, McGill University, Montreal, Canada. Rory Moser, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. William Orozco, Penn State University. Grace Brewer, Fairfield University. Maria Rodriguez Chapon, Kane University. Anna Saltzman, Binghamton University. Isabella Segarra, Brown University. Sophie Shapiro, University of Miami. Anna Sicoli, University of Florida. Emily Sicoli, University of Florida. Chester Scholar, Postgraduate Employment. Victoria Solsky, Carnegie Mellon University. I'll give Dr. McGarry a break. Okay, Diana Stinkova, Princeton University. Rebecca Strug, Emory University. Alyssa Warbeck, University of Vermont. Stella Whitefield, Syracuse University. And Julia Yip, Providence College. Congratulations. Let's give a big round of applause. I think we're just going to take a quick picture. Yeah. I didn't see it coming. It's so stressful to find the boy. It's a lot. Not for me. They wouldn't be that
You were like one size fits all.
Okay, recipients of the Seal Biliteracy. On the count of 3, I want you to thank your friends and family and loved ones in the audience in another language. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams. I'll second that. Dr. Heisey, if you'll come back up in a moment.
All right, good evening, folks, once again. I would ask that Kennedy and Nana Amoko come up. Kennedy and Nana Amoko. So each year, the New Jersey Union County School Board Association recognizes students who have overcome obstacles, who have overcome circumstances to achieve at a very high academic level. So I'm pleased to recognize both Kennedy and Nana Amoko. And I think the best bet would be for me to just read what I submitted to the New Jersey School Board Association, which got them this, allowed them to receive this distinction. Nana and Kennedy Amoko are brothers who came to the United States from Ghana during the 8th grade. They attended the Newark Public Schools up to 10th grade and then moved to Scotch Plains. They began their 11th grade year at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School. The educational system in Ghana is significantly different from that in the United States. Nevertheless, both Kennedy and Nana have adjusted well and excel academically. Both Nana and Kennedy have set goals for themselves, and they are both rising stars. They have faced many challenges but never gave up on their dreams. Kennedy is planning to attend Rutgers University and major in mechanical engineering. Nana is also attending Rutgers University, Newark, and will be majoring in criminal justice. Nana is hoping to be involved with federal law enforcement. Just a real quick story. Every morning, especially during the summer, I get up early, I go for a run, and on certain mornings, some guy would just fly past me. And then I was like, you know, not that I'm the fastest runner in the world. And then on the first day of school, this is probably their first day too, Nana comes up and says, do you run in the morning? And I looked at him and said, yeah, you're the dude that passes me every day. So that's how I met Nana. It was just a close encounter, I guess you could say. So I'm very proud of these two young men.
Thank you, Dr. Heisey. Whereas the Union County School Boards Association honors the high school students who have overcome difficult academic or personal challenges, who model good citizenship or exhibit a quiet spirit and strength that inspires others. Whereas Nana and Kennedy Amalgam were selected as the Scotch Plains Fanwood High School students who have maintained a positive and productive attitude throughout their high school experience. And whereas Nana and Kennedy have achieved tremendous academic success despite some very difficult obstacles. And whereas Nana and Kennedy have set goals for themselves, they are both rising stars. And whereas Nana and Kennedy plan to attend Rutgers University to pursue their dreams, and whereas Nana and Kennedy have battled challenges and have come their way with grace that is truly amazing. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Family Board of Education recognizes and commends Nana and Kennedy Amalgam, who have unsung heroes for the class of 2022, and wishes them both continued success in their future endeavors. Congratulations, gentlemen. Can I have a second?
All right, if I could have Isaiah Nathaniel, Julia Jackson come up front and center. So these are our two scholar athletes. Actually, the Union County Conference allows each high school to select male and female athlete. So you're looking at our Union County Conference Athletes of the Year. Likewise, the NJSIAA allows each high school to select a scholar athlete. So Isaiah Nathaniel has both the distinction of the NJSIAA scholar athlete as well as Union County, and then of course Julia Jackson. So just a little bit about each one of them. We'll start with Isaiah. Isaiah is a remarkable leader in the classroom and on the field. He was a force for the Raider football team and an unrelenting defender for the school's first section and group title state champions in boys lacrosse. His passion for excellence is noted in his academic record as well as his perfect 800 score on the math portion of the SAT. Isaiah will continue his academic career at MIT. I should also mention he's the class president. He'll be the last person you hear at graduation on June 22nd. Isaiah. Julia Jackson. Julia is one of the best 400 runners in the history of New Jersey, and this list includes Olympic gold medalists, which makes her one of the top 400 runners in the nation. The last I heard, it was the second or third fastest time, Julia. Something like that, right? It's fast. faster than Anna. All right? Her drive to improve is infectious to others and has inspired a team towards state championships. Most notable about Julia is her humble nature and her willingness to help others as she moves from her high-performing academics to track and volunteering as an EMT for our rescue squad. Julia will continue her academic and running career at Duke University. And you know Isaiah's going to MIT. Congratulations.
I'd like to read the resolution. Whereas the 2021-2022 athletic year was successful both in the volume of participation of the athletes and the success of many programs, highlighted by divisional, conference, county, and state championships. And whereas in order to be selected as a scholar athlete for the New Jersey Interscholastic Athletic Association and Union County Interscholastic Athletic Conference, an athlete must have a remarkable academic and athletic resume, be nominated by a head coach, and earn the achievement when compared to their peers. Whereas Scotch Plains Fanwood is proud to have 2 scholar athletes for the 2021-2022 school year. Julia Jackson, UCIAC female scholar athlete attending Duke University, Isaiah Nathaniel, NJSIAA and UCIAC male scholar athlete attending MIT. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and congratulates Julia Jackson and Isaiah Nathaniel for their outstanding achievements and wishes them continued success in all future endeavors. Be it further resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education wishes to thank and congratulate all of the coaches and teams and wish them continued success in both their academic and athletic endeavors.
I would like to second that and call up Ms. Esposito.
Thank you. I would like to present the Coleman Awards. It is my pleasure to recognize the editorial staff of the Coleman and the accomplishments of this amazing group of students. These class of 2022 editors faced challenges in creating a book as we reunited with our new normal as a school. Their passion and their persistence are a source of pride to their advisors, Ms. Rutowski and Ms. Held. Everybody who has ever had a yearbook or seen a yearbook knows how much work goes into the creation of the yearbook, and I just want to again thank these students for all that they put in to our yearbook and giving our students a memory that they will keep with them for the rest of their lives. So I'd like to call everybody up. Ava Ferry. I'll tell you about Ava Berry, who couldn't be here tonight. She's the creative editor, diligently worked to improve every visual aspect of the yearbook, and she will be attending Sacred Heart University in the fall. Tori Victoria Cirillo. She was the writing editor for this year, and her thoughtful contributions and expertise helped to refine and elevate the writing of the yearbook. She will continue her studies at Providence College. Riley Dwyer. Riley was the index editor and played a vital role in guaranteeing that every student had the opportunity to be included in the yearbook, and that's almost 1,600 students. Her organization and attention to detail were critical to the success of the yearbook. She will be attending the College of New Jersey in the fall, majoring in elementary education. Emily Frisha. Emily was the people editor this year. She served as an excellent liaison to the senior class. Her positive demeanor, organizational skills, and ability to motivate others was outstanding. She will continue her studies at the University of Delaware. Chloe Howell. Chloe was another writing editor this year, and her attention to detail and her creativity greatly enhanced the writing for the yearbook. Her leadership extended beyond the classroom into many other programs at the high school. She will continue her studies at the University of San Diego. Julia Jackson. Julia was the staff liaison and spreads editor this year. She created an atmosphere where students knew they were valued as staff members and part of the community. She will be attending Duke University next year, co-majoring in biology and global health. Victoria Strug. She was the co-editor-in-chief. She was a supportive, understanding leader who used her talents to bring out, thanks for joining, the best in others. Her vision for the book was inspiring. She will be attending Emory University next year and majoring in sociology. Julia Yick. Julia was a co-editor-in-chief and was a focused and energetic leader who always had a creative way to solve any problem. Her upbeat energy kept her entire staff going, and she will attend Providence College in the fall. Marlena Martucci. Marlena has dedicated herself to the yearbook, and she has been an inspiration to the students her staff. She will be attending Clemson University.
So whereas these Scotch Plains Fanwood High School seniors, editors, and representatives of the entire staff who created and published the Coleman demonstrated publication distinction, displaying and expecting the highest of standards by creating and reviewing all aspects of yearbook submission for publication, which resulted in the Coleman achieving the First Class Gold Award by National Scholastic Press Association, Columbia Scholastic Press Association, and Garden State Scholastic Press Association. And whereas these editors ensured that the quality of the Coleman maintained and surpassed all expectations, therefore being directly responsible for all the recognition and future recognition that may result from this publication. And whereas these editors demonstrated integrity of the highest caliber toward all people with whom they were in contact, particularly with all yearbook staff, fellow students, administration, school staff and teachers, and yearbook representatives. And whereas these editors devoted time and energies above and beyond expectations in order to provide an accurate, well-produced, visually pleasing, and overall extraordinary yearbook for Scotch Plains Fanwood High School and all stakeholders associated with such. And whereas the members of the Coleman 2021-22 staff are Ava Berry, Sacred Heart University, Victoria Cirillo, Providence College, Riley Dwyer, the College of New Jersey, Emily Frisia, Delaware State University, Chloe Howe, University of San Diego, Julia Jackson, Duke University, Marlena Martucci, Clemson University, Rebecca Strug, Emory University, and Julia Yick, Providence College. Whereas over the many years, many staff and editors have worked tirelessly and have stepped up to create yearbooks that have been extremely admirable. However, this year, seniors Rebecca Strug and Julia Yick faced advisor changeover and the transition back to normal with flexibility and grace. Each embodies the yearbook motto of "No one is done until we are all done." these individuals can hold their heads high and be proud of what they achieved. And whereas these editors will continue the same dedication to excellence after graduation to begin the next phase of their educational journey. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education congratulates and commends these editors for all that has been done to bring recognition and accolades to the yearbook, the high school, and the community, and extends its best wishes for the continued success for high achievement. Congratulations.
Second, I'd like to introduce Wayne Millette, Supervisor of Fine Arts Department.
Or Jan Allen.
Oh. Okay. All right.
I am now the supervisor of the fine arts. Mr. Millette is back there, but since I'm here tonight, I asked to speak on behalf of the All-State Choir students. So if I could please invite Graham Daniscus, Ashley Hoberman, Rhea Kishin, Kaylin Matos, and Aditya Fatak to come up and stand in the front. So if you've been to any of the performing arts events in our music department, you have likely seen these students before. They perform in many of our choral ensembles, in our theatrical groups, and also in our instrumental ensembles. Tonight they're being recognized for their achievement of being participants in the 2021-2022 All-State Chorus. The All-State Chorus is an audition-based ensemble from students all across the state of New Jersey, in which they complete this particular time a virtual audition that is adjudicated by professionals around the state. And from that rigorous process, students are selected based on their final scores. So we were thrilled to have 5 students that were participants in the event this year. They have 2 choirs. We have a treble choir and also a mixed choir. And of these students, I also wanted to acknowledge that Rhea Kishin received the number 10 score of the alto 1s. Aditya Fatak received the number 6 score of the tenor 2s, and Graham Daniscus received the number 1 score of the tenor 1s, which also qualified him for a governor's award in this area. We are very proud of these students. They have also participated in region choir, all scoring within the top 10. Ashley Horman scored the top 1. She was the number 1 score of the soprano 1 section for regions. So we are just very, very fortunate to have these voices amongst our arts program here at the high school.
Whereas the 2021-2022 All-State Chorus students have been dedicated to their academics while also excelling and growing in their musical abilities, and whereas the 2021-2022 All-State Chorus continues to grow as talented musicians and singers under the direction of Jan Allen. These students have been members of multiple Scotch Plains Fanwood choral ensembles, such as Concert Choir, Select Choir, Las Cantadores, men's choirs, chamber choir, and sensations, and many perform as soloists. And whereas many of the 2021-2022 All-State Chorus students have participated in past All-State Chorus and Region 2 honor choirs in the years 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022, making notable contributions to each group through their singing and leadership. The 2021-2022 All-State Chorus consists of the following students representing Scotch Plains Fanwood High School: Ashley Hoberman, grade 10, Kaylin Matos, grade 11, Graham Daniscus, grade 10, Rhea Kishin, grade 12, Aditya Fatak, grade 12. Whereas the 2021-2022 All-State Chorus had individual distinctions where Graham Daniscus was ranked number 1 of the tenor 1s, Rhea Kishin was ranked number 10 of the alto 1s, and Aditya Fatak was ranked number 6 of the tenors 2s. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and congratulates the 2021-2022 All-State Chorus students and extends our best wishes for their continued success in their music and academic accomplishments, as they continue their education at Scotch Plains Fairwood High School and beyond. Thank you.
I'd like to second that, please. Is Wayne joining us this time? No, here we go.
I mean, we could do this together if you want. I should also note he's like the boss of all state choir, right? He's like the president of all state choir. So we have a president in the room with us as well. We're very fortunate. All right, I would also like then to invite 3 of our top theatrical students up. My handler, Ashley Hilberman, and I believe Gavin Lesovich is unable to attend tonight. So if they could also come up. So both Maya and Ashley and Gavin, who's not here tonight, were among 3 of over hundreds of students nominated for Paper Mill Playhouse Rising Star Award. The Rising Star Awards are an application-based evaluation put on by Paper Mill Playhouse, in which this year over 99 schools participated. And our program overall was nominated for Best Overall Production. So last night at this time, we were there doing our thing. But individually, we wanted to acknowledge these 3 students for their individual nominations. So last night and previously, sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. Okay. Gavin Lesnovich was nominated as an Outstanding Supporting Performer in a Male-Identified Role as Thénardier in our production of Les Miserables. Ashley Hoberman was nominated as Outstanding Performer in a Female-Identified Role as Cosette in Les Miserables. And my handler was nominated as Outstanding Performer in a featured role as Madame Thénardier in Les Mis. So if you got to see the show, you know why they got nominated. They're fantastic. They did such a wonderful job, and we were just so thrilled with their performances and their representation of our school. They were one of 7 students nominated in each of these categories, and it also qualified them for a partial scholarship to the Paper Mill Playhouse Summer Theatrical Conservatory. So please congratulate them on that achievement.
Whereas Maya Handler, Ashley Hoberman, and Gavin Lesnovich have been dedicated to their academics while also excelling and growing in their musical abilities. And whereas Maya Handler, Ashley Hoberman, and Gavin Lesnovich have been members of multiple Scotch Plains Fanwood's performance ensembles such as Concert Choir, Select Choir, Las Cantadoras, Men's Choir, Sensations, and the Fall Plays, additionally performing as leads and soloists. And whereas Maya Handler, Ashley Hoberman, and Gavin Lesnovich have participated in repertory theater under the direction of Morgan Knight, Jan Allen, and Courtney Nemec throughout all their years of high school, and have had individual nominations by the Paper Mill Playhouse Rising Star Awards for their roles in Les Miserables, with Maya Handler receiving a nomination for Outstanding Performance in a Featured Role as Madame Thénardier. Thank you. Ashley Hoberman receiving a nomination for Outstanding Supporting Performer in a Female-Identified Role as Cosette, and Gavin Lesnovich receiving a nomination for Outstanding Supporting Performer in a Male-Identified Role as Thénardier. I did watch last night and at the show, and it was phenomenal. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and congratulates Maya Handler, Ashley Hoberman, and Gavin Lesnovich for bringing pride and recognition to our schools and communities. Be it further resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education extends our best wishes for their continued success in their music and academic accomplishments as they continue their education at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School and beyond.
I'd like to invite up Mr. Duran Thomas, band director.
doing? You awake? It's the breakfast set. It's going to be okay. Okay, welcome to the 2022 pickleball tournament. This side, you're going to... No, just... I didn't even know what pickleball was until I came to this district. It's amazing. They didn't have that in my high school in Carnegie. I'm very proud to be the director of the Scotch Plains Moonglowers, and I want to have all of them come on up, please. As they come to the stage, I'm going to read their names in case you don't know who they are. They're very famous, but just in case. Benjamin Abrams, Olivia Ayeri, Amelia Collins, Audrey Coyne, Rachel Damania, Joseph Enton, Emmett Fines, Ellery Howell, Aniket Iyer, Adam Keel, Rhea Kishin, Nareka Mangak, Jasmine Navarro Jimenez, Jacob O'Connor, Aditya Fatak, Gokul Ramadan, Evan Senna, Andrew Smith, Lucas Vega, Nathan Ward, Daniel Wong, and Ernest Yates, Esquire. That's that bell. Give it up for him. So the Moonglowers are a auditioned ensemble. Now, each one of these folks had to go through a very, I won't say very rigorous, but a rigorous program to get into this group. This particular year, getting into this group, coming out of COVID, as you might imagine, things were not as they've always been. And when I say that, I mean students usually are signing up left and right. I mean, I probably have 2 pages or so of students that are going to audition. That wasn't exactly the case this year. Not all of them were the most comfortable or confident on their individual instruments to do that. So when we started the year, let's just say it was less than what you see before you in number. Certainly the spirit came around and the numbers grew into what you see, but we had a very different beginning than we're used to. At one time we had close to 5 jazz bands in this district. Some were volunteer and Moonglowers and SPFHS. But once we got the personnel happening, the journey began. So we have 3 competition, quote-unquote competition songs that we perfect. But before we do that, I wanted to start them off slowly. So those of you that will see us tomorrow evening, shameless plug, tomorrow evening at the Village Green, you'll hear about 40 or so songs that we started with. Some bands don't start with these tunes, like some bands will use those tunes and they work on them all year long. But that's what we do here at Scotch Plains. We have about 40 or more songs that we work on. Some of them are American popular standards that you might hear, and some of these folks are actually not only instrumentals but vocalists too. We call them the Moon Singers. Show of hands, the Moon Singers that double as instrumentals and singers. Yeah, so they do double duty. You can give it up for that too. That's not easy. So they commonly refer to these songs as filler tunes, all right? And so we worked a lot on the beginning of basic style jazz phrasing and jazz language that they will be speaking to be able to manipulate this high-level group the beginning part of the year. And then we kind of peppered in, okay, let's figure out what, I asked them, I said, especially those folks that were around a few years back and didn't really get to complete their season, what do you want to do? Do you want to delve back into those songs that we started, or do you want to move forward with other songs? And they chose to kind of, move forward, and so we picked out what we're going to then become the quote-unquote competition tunes. We started working on those very hard, not only every day in the morning from 7 o'clock in the morning till 7:45, 7:50 in the morning, but oftentimes 2 nights a week. So they were putting in quite a bit of hours trying to get down and perfect the selections that we went on to perform with. Once that happened, there's something called the preliminaries, which all the bands that compete in the NJAJE finals have to go to qualify. I think there was 3 categories: gold, silver, bronze. There might have been a 4th one. Thanks for coming. But no, we were okay. So we got to the preliminaries, and they were outstanding. They were nothing but outstanding, and they were only one of 6 gold ratings awarded in all of the competing groups in the state of New Jersey. So absolutely give it up for that too. After securing their spot with their gold rating, that afforded us to go to the state finals later on in April 30th. And they did really, really great. Everything was going well, everything's cool, we're rocking and rolling. We get on stage, and as live music would happen, unfortunately there was a small electronic malfunction for our poor guitar player, who, if you could have seen the look on his face, I felt so bad for this young man. There's nothing I could do, and he couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. Could have probably started scatting, but no, it's Nathan, it's going to be okay. Just play. As he tried to fix the problem, I said, no, just play. It's going to be okay. But I need to just play. And he did, and he worked it out. And even some of the adjudicators, as it was happening live, mentioned, gee, I wonder if he has a problem with his amp. Genius, yes, he had a problem with his amp, right? So, but he handled it like a pro. Definitely give it up for Nathan too, by the way. Thank you. As you might imagine, once you get to the finals, like a lot of the top groups, could be separated by a very, very small margin, and that's usually what it's been. That's been my experience anyway, these past 20 some odd years of doing this. Usually, once the scores come out, we don't really talk about that much. Someone asks me questions, I'll answer, but that's not something that I talk about. And I don't even think they know this. Maybe they do. But usually, the final scores, the final scores that come out after that everything is said and done, you're usually talking about tenths of a point, right? This particular year, this group that stands before you, this group that wasn't complete in September, wasn't tenths of a point. Separated first and second, them in first and the second place band was 3+ points. Give it up for that. Kind of knew it was going to be okay. One of our evening rehearsals, things were starting to kind of gel, and I said, man, I don't know what happened, what's going on with you guys, what did you eat today, and what's your regimen, let me in on it. And someone said, well, we want to tell you, Mr. Thomas, it's Costco Pizza. So the Moonglowers will now be sponsored by Costco Pizza, folks. We love it. I couldn't be more proud of them. Seniors, go ahead, take 2 steps forward, seniors. Do you see how many? That's a lot of seniors, folks. We're so proud of them. I'm so proud of them. We couldn't have done it. Couldn't have done it without them, right? They're fantastic. Give it up, please, for your team. Not only to achieve this level in a competitive situation once, a lot of bands will never ever, and this is not a knock on any other bands, but a lot of bands probably won't ever get to achieve that. Not only did they achieve it, but a couple of them twice within 4 years. Step forward if this is your second title in 4 years. That's right. Give it up. Couldn't be more proud. Thank you for all the memories, guys. I hope to see you tomorrow night for our marathon performance. Hopefully Mother Nature cooperates with us. Please, everybody coming out tomorrow night, starting at 6 o'clock in the Village Green. We'd love to see you. Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you. I'm going to read the resolution. Whereas the Moonglowers came into existence at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School in 1942, and 80 years later they continue to delight audiences of every age with their wide variety of jazz music. And whereas this talented group of 22 jazz musicians gather and rehearse very early every morning preparing for their various competitions, and whereas the 2021-2022 Moonglowers, under the direction of Mr. Durant Thomas, was one of only 6 jazz ensembles in the state of New Jersey to earn a gold rating, enabling them to compete in state competition. And whereas the Moonglowers won first place in the Division II New Jersey Association of Jazz Educators state competition held at Princeton High School on April 30th, 2022, the Moonglowers were awarded Best Rhythm Section, along with Nureka Manga being awarded Outstanding Soloist at this competition. And whereas the Moonglowers continue to devote many hours of community service to the Robert Longo ALS Foundation, Fanwood Scotch Plains Senior Citizens Ministerium Luncheon. And whereas Moonglowers are well-deserving of the board's recognition, not only for their musical talents, but also for the professional manner in which they continually represent our school district. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education recognizes and congratulates the 2021-2022 Moonglowers and their director, Mr. Durant Thomas, on their banner year and thanks them for bringing pride and recognition to our schools and communities. Congratulations.
I'll second that. And we've had several resolutions read and seconded. All those in favor of accepting all the resolutions, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? I didn't think so. Motion carries. Just to let you know, upcoming scheduled board meeting will be on Thursday, June 23rd. It will be a regular public board meeting at 7:30 p.m. at the administrative offices, public portion starting at 8 p.m. Are there any remarks for the good of the order? Dr. McGarry?
So we'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight. I don't know if you know this, but I've been the assistant superintendent for just a little under 2 years. And the best part of this year for me has been being able to remove my mask from time to time and show our students how much they make me smile. And tonight was another opportunity to do that, whether it's in academics or in athletics or in the arts. You continue to amaze me and continue to make such a positive impact upon our school district. So thank you for all you do to make us SPF proud. We hope you'll join us for some cookies and refreshments in the back of the room. But before we do that, the meeting has to be adjourned by the board president.
Thank you, Dr. McGarry. Motion to adjourn. Thank you, Mrs. Winkler. Is there a second? Thank you, Mrs. Williams. All those in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.